Class is in session. Hitting the Books, MLB edition of Hitting the Books for Wednesday, April 16th. Ian Cameron and Connor Mack, as always, with you, ready to break it all down. We've got 10 games remaining. We had a few day games today, but we've still got 10 more games to come on this Wednesday MLB slate. So let's get into it. We'll begin with the Nationals and the Pirates. We've got Mitchell Parker on the mound here for the Nationals and Bailey Falter. Battle of lefties here for the Pirates. Washington, even money, -110, both sides here, 8 the total. I'm on Washington. Sometimes you don't overthink this stuff. Pittsburgh is awful. How the hell do you get shut out by Irvin? Because Irvin hadn't been pitching well for the Nationals going into last night, and Pirates get shut out by him. That tells you all you need to know about, where they're at right now. Parker's pitched very well early in the season here for the Nats. I definitely give him an advantage over Falter. I certainly trust the Nationals lineup a little bit more than the Pirate feeble lineup right now. So I'm on Nationals first 5 full game split. And I hope some of you saw the shots of the crowd last night at PNC Park. If you saw the shots in the stadium there, if there were 200 people in the ballpark, they would have been lucky. I mean, it was bad about the attendance and how awful it was and how many empty seats there were at PNC Park last night. So not good for baseball right now in Pittsburgh. But yeah, I'm on the Nats here, first 5 full game split. If I trusted the Pirates lineup to do anything, I might have bet the over here, but it's hard to trust this lineup right now. When you're getting shut out by Irvin like last night, that's a problem. C-Mac, what do you think here, Nats Pirates?
Yeah, there's I wanted to double check. I got to pull up on MLB.com my splits. I've been just going by team for the last week. It's all the screens we have open. I finally got college basketball off because MLB takes so many, even more than even normal. And there's in all the other sports, it just seems like. So you got to have bullpens and that. But I mean, I knew it was bad, but 194 versus righties, they're only at 200 versus lefties. Parker's been good. I think it's the Nats or nothing. They have some decent numbers here. Bell, I think 5 for 7 with a homer. A guy to look for, Ahmed Rosario, right behind him. He's just 2 for 3, but he hits lefties, in this lineup. So I would look to the Nats. I like it. You get plus 103, even money, right around there. They could definitely be in this game.
Yeah, I mean, at least the Nationals, to me, I have them on the uptick, and the Pirates just don't seem to be that. I think the Nationals are, at least you're seeing signs of improvement from a rebuilding team, and you never see it from the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's been a brutal start.
Yeah, they're scrappy. It's been tough. Other than Skeens. Yeah. It's not been good.
It has not been. All right, Arizona, Miami. We've got the Diamondbacks -140, road favorites, 8 the total. Bailey Fott on the mound for the Diamondbacks, and we've got Meyer on the mound here for the Miami Marlins. Meyer's pitched really solid to begin the year, actually. I've been impressed. I've actually backed him a couple times. I remember cashing a big dog winner with him when he pitched against the Mets just recently, and he pitched very well. Fott's solid, but Fott sometimes on the road can be a little bit susceptible. I think there's some value with Miami at this price, as home dogs in this spot, plus 120, first 5 full game split. I did take a shot here with the Miami Marlins in this game as a home dog. Ball's starting to fly. They do have the roof open here in April down at Lone Depot Park. If you noticed, the Marlins Park, they've had the roof open in some of these games, and that's why the ball's flying and carrying a little bit more. So that's why
it's not open today, is it?
I haven't checked today, but I've noticed CMAC the last few games that it's been open multiple times. I don't know specifically if it will be tonight, but it's definitely, this is the time of year where, and same thing with Arizona's ballpark, where sometimes you will see the roof open. So keep an eye on that. I do lean to the over a little bit here in this game, but I like the Miami side. I think there's value here with them as a home underdog. CMAC, what do you think?
Yeah, D-backs have been hitting the ball, though. But when I went through this game, it's the biggest thing is like Gillespie. Yesterday I talked about he gives up the long ball. That was the issue. I mean, if you're back in Carroll, keep doing it. Josh Naylor, a guy that helps wait for he's finally hitting some bombs. I don't know how you go away from him. He's been hot as well. But I think the value here is with the Marlins at this spot, at least first 5 for me. I have a tough time going full game with this bullpen they have right now. But can we get a solid outing from Meyer? I think we can. Fox one guy I do want to fade on the road. The numbers just haven't been great last few years. It's always 5 the last 3 years. He's been better at home, and this year only the lone start. It was 6, and his problem is the long ball. I have a few guys. I think Stowers, and I'm definitely taking Matt Mervis here for a jack. So put that down. And an RBI plus 225 is Jack's plus 550. He's going yard off fat. Hey.
It's very possible that he can do that, and certainly he's got some pop in that bat. We'll see if he can go deep here in this one for the Miami Marlins. All right, next up, we've got Cleveland and Baltimore. Gavin Williams and Dean Kramer, who's pitching like Cosmo Kramer right now for this Orioles team. We've got Baltimore minus 120, home favorites, 8 the total. I like this game a lot. I attacked it at various different angles. Cleveland money line, I like. Cleveland team total, which is only 3.5, I like. I mean, Kramer's been lit up. Kramer's been crushed. Kramer's been destroyed in his first few starts. Like, he is getting smacked around repeatedly here to begin the season. And I know this Cleveland lineup can be a little bit dicey at times, but I think they can have success here. Kramer's just been that hittable right now that I think even this Cleveland lineup is going to be capable of having success. So I like the Guardians. I think they're live. Baltimore is still not a team I'm laying a price with, nor am I. And they lost again last night, 6-3 to the Cleveland Guardians. I think Cleveland money line, Cleveland team total over. I think the full game over as well here at 8, because Gavin Williams is all right, but I find he's better in that progressive ballpark there in Cleveland. You get him on the road, and I don't think he's nearly as good. And Baltimore is supposed to have a good lineup. They haven't exactly been hitting on all cylinders, but there's still a bit of me that doesn't trust Gavin Williams on the road against a slugging lineup like the Orioles. So I could see him getting hit a little bit as well in this game. So I'm going to add the full game over as well to what I've got with the Guardians and the Guardians team total. If you ask me, my favorite look of all is the Guardians team total over 3.5, because I think they're going to get 4 here against Kramer, who can't get out of his own way. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, sure. This is one of the games. I like the over too. There's only a couple today. All those, the morning games went over. I thought that we might get a couple to go over, but this was one I thought it was like with these pitchers, like Orioles, though, the bats got to wake up. I mean, for Allen out there to be, he's just couldn't get a hit off him. They had some walks the first 5 or 6 innings. Man, it is not going. They got a 6-10. I'm not going to lay a price. Of course, this baseball, they win today, and they're obviously still stacked. They have a great team, but I think there's runs as well. So just give me the 8 in this game. I like it.
All right, over for C-Mac here. Seattle and Cincinnati. I like Lodolo last night, and so did C-Mac with Cincinnati. Man alive, what a coming through in the bottom of the 5th, because I had a first 5 full game split on that Reds team last night. And we got it in the bottom of the 5th with a big jack to give Cincinnati the lead in the bottom of the 5th inning to cash that first 5, because they were trailing early in that game. But Lodolo settled down. He eventually got better as the game went on, and Cincinnati ended up winning. So it all ended up working out with the Reds there last night. Tonight, they'll send Nick Martinez to the mound in this one. And for Seattle, Bryce Miller, even money, 8.5 the total. Bryce Miller is I'll bet him at home. Definitely. I like him at home. I don't like him as much on the road. I've seen enough of Bryce Miller on the road, where on the road he's a different pitcher. I don't trust him nearly as much. And in this ballpark, I do worry about it a little bit, especially with the Reds bats, as we saw last night, starting to wake up a little bit. Nick Martinez, I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop on this fucking guy, because I don't trust him, but he's pitched better than I expected so far this year. His 3 ERA, 3.4, 3.5 ERA. He's been solid. He's been serviceable here for the Reds. I'd lean Reds because, they're at home. They're starting to hit. I don't trust Miller on the road. I'm not a big Nick Martinez fan, so I don't like the Reds as much as I did yesterday, but I still lean to the Reds here. 8.5. Look, the ball was flying yesterday out of Great American Ballpark. We'll see if it does again today for this total, maybe to go over. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm off. I'm kind of with you. Miller's just not a guy I can back on the road. I mean, doesn't strike out enough. He walks too many guys. You can't be striking out 4 and walking 4 or 3. No. Like, he has even to start the year, even just the lone road start. Like yesterday, Moore, we were talking about, he hit 2 homers in that game, but I mean, I can't believe a guy like that. He has some speed. He's a second baseman, but like he's at 181. Like his career average for 6 years is 209. Like he's got like a decent jack. The most home runs he's had is 12. That's in 126 game, and he's gotten hurt. But that's like the Mariners. It's like Raleigh, a 200 hitter, Tellez, all or nothing. I was talking about Cal Raleigh. I mean, he's gonna hit 30 probably. Yep. But man, these are killers. These guys strike out. They better be walking a ton in this game. I just don't trust Martinez a little bit in this game. Maybe we get more runs, but in the end, I stayed off both here in this game.
All right, next up, we continue along. Giants and Phillies. We've got Robbie Ray and Aaron Nola. And Nola. Aaron Nola for Philadelphia. We've got
Nola.
Philly minus 145. Home favorites, 8 the total here in this game. I agree with the move up in the total. When I saw 7.5, I'm like, okay, I know it's Robbie Ray and Aaron Nola. These were aces 2 years ago, 2 of the better pitchers in baseball a few years ago. I don't think they're as good at either one at this stage of their career. I don't like what I've seen out of Nola. Nola's been average to begin this season. He hasn't had a smooth start so far to this point. And when I look at Robbie Ray, I look at the Phillies. I think they can match up okay against him, especially when you factor in the home run propensity. That's always been an issue. He can strike you out with the best of them, Robbie Ray, but he's also very vulnerable to the long ball, which is obviously something the Phillies have in this lineup, is that long ball power. So, not to mention, do you see San Francisco with their totals? They're on like a 6 or 7 game over streak coming into tonight. They've been an over machine here, the Giants, on this current road trip. So I thought 7.5 was light. I like over the total here. What do you think here, C-Mac? Giants, Phils.
Yeah, I kind of lean to the Phillies a little bit, but not with the price. Talked about it yesterday. It was a solid spot for them too. And, they hang on if you had the run line with them there. The one thing with Nola is he's always pitched better at home. I think we see him pitch better. But you're right. He isn't the same guy. I mean, that's a fact. 7.5, I think, was too low. But I'm interested here at 8. And Robbie Ray could get tattooed. I mean, he's been unbelievable to start out. That's kind of the lone thing. Phillies, 258 off lefties. And, you put it down. Harper's 5 for 11 with the homer. Castellanos, he's 2 for 4 with a homer. Bohm, those are the guys I'd look to. First lefties. And everything's been over. The first 2 games, Giants, like you talked about, have been hitting. But I think this is a low-scoring game. So I like the under here at 8.
All right. Looking at the opposite side here, but the under here at 8 with the total in the Giants-Phillies. All right, next up, we've got the Red Sox and the Rays. We've got Zach Littell on the mound here for the Tampa Bay Rays. Zach Littell, I should say. Sean Newcomb, the lefty for the Red Sox. Tampa Bay minus 130, home favorites. The total here at 9. I'm telling you what, this is April 16th. Okay, we haven't even gotten close to the warmest weather and this middle of summer yet in this little ballpark where Tampa's playing, and already that ball is flying. I mean, 11 runs last night, 7-4 Boston. The night before it was 16-1 in favor of Tampa Bay. That ball is just, like I said, absolutely flying. I don't think much of Sean Newcomb. He got crushed by the lowly White Sox. White Sox won 11-1 against the Red Sox with Sean Newcomb on the mound, and he struggled in that start. Zach Littell has not been good. He's given up 12 runs in his last 11 innings pitched against Texas and the Angels. That's not very good. I'm back on another over with these two teams. I mean, both games have easily soared over the total. I don't trust either of these starters tonight. I think it's another over waiting to happen here down in Florida at this little bandbox known as Steinbrenner Field. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, Red Sox, the bats, I didn't really want to pay for it, just as small dogs that they were yesterday. Maybe it was somewhat of a good spot. They didn't done anything. And Bregman hits 2 home runs. He is out today, too. He went back home. I think he's having a baby. Yeah, today. So maybe, it was a good spot. After, the Rays had scored, a bunch of runs, it seemed like the few games before that. And what do we get from Little here? I mean, he's been awful. The guy I've backed the last couple of years. it seems like he could have a good start. I kind of like the Rays. You're just getting them here. It's a little bit juicy now at minus 130. But I don't know, in this ballpark you talked about, I got to see more for him being good, but I think they can get to Newcomb. Maybe this does just get over again. But man, I just did bet it in the end in this game.
Kansas City Royals, New York Yankees. Yankees minus 160 home favorites, 8 the total. I lean to the Royals. I lean to the under in this game because I like Bubic. Bubic has pitched well. Bubic has had a really, really good start to the year, this lefty for the Kansas City Royals. The one thing I think he's got the potential to neutralize the Yankees a little bit here in this game. The only concern is the Yankees do a very good lineup, good numbers so far this year against lefties. They do. They've hit lefties quite well, but this is a pretty good lefty right now for Bubic. I think there's value with him. I don't know what to expect of Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt is a guy that at times has looked really good. He's had some injuries. He's also had some struggles, after some of these injuries have mounted throughout last year in particular. What are we going to get out of him? It's kind of an unknown. Of course, this is Kansas City's lineup, and I just saw Kansas City got shut down by fucking Carrasco 2 nights ago in this series. So maybe Clark Schmidt can come in here and pitch well, and he's got the capability to do that. So I still think there's value with Bubic here. Live dog plus 140. So I did a Royals first 5 full game split. I lean to the under too, because I think Bubic can pitch well enough, even though the Yankees have good numbers against lefties. And like I said, with the Royals lineup, you don't know what you're going to get. They just got shut down by Carrasco a couple nights ago. So I wouldn't put it past them that Schmidt, has a good start tonight against them either. C-Mac, how about you here? Royals, Yankees.
Yeah, in this game too, they had some all right numbers. There wasn't a ton of at-bats off Schmidt, but a few guys have some all right numbers here for the Royals. I mean, they're a team, seems like lately. It's about the Twins, which a lot of teams, but just have gone cold. Can they scrap some runs? I like Clark Schmidt. I think he's gotten better and better, the last few years. Wind's blowing out at his Yankee Stadium, but yeah, there's no way I'm on the over here. I kind of think this is a lower scoring game too. I leaned under. Bubic has done well. Yankees have hit lefties, but I'm like, man, Royals salvage a game here. I think they're at Detroit tomorrow after this. Like at least first 5. Can they get there with this Yankees team? The last few years the bullpen's been very good, and it's early. And I don't know what their bullpen is here. I just had it. It's middle of the road. It just started here. San Francisco, talk about a great bullpen. Them and the Padres early on have been tops. But I thought first 5 here with Bubic. It's plus 120. They maybe take a shot here. Royals grab some runs, and take a lead here in this game.
Yeah, I think so. The Royals bullpen, we'll see, but that's exactly why I split it up first 5 and full game here with the Kansas City Royals. All right, Athletics and White Sox. Osvaldo Bido on the mound here for the A's. Jonathan Cannon for the White Sox. A's minus 160, road favorites, 7.5 the total. I mean, I don't want the White Sox, and I don't want Cannon. Cannon has not been great to start the year. Bido's actually been a pleasant surprise. Pitched all right here for the A's, but minus 160 is just not the right price for me to back the A's. There's not much value, so not much on this. This is the one game on the board. I don't have a whole lot, so I'm passing. C-Mac, what do you think?
This is tough. I mean, they could not hit it, but I'd still take the over in this game and the A's. Like, I know it's wild. This number is crazy, but I take them, and maybe if the juice is a little high, take a run line. That's what I kind of liked. I mean, Cannon's just not a guy right now that is very good, especially walking people. This could be early. And Soderstrom, 2 bombs.
Team total.
Yeah, team total. The 3.5 is a little bit of juice, I think. And you could make a 4, you know what I mean? And then I think the 4.5 obviously is plus money. I had it up here. Do you have it pulled up?
Yeah. Oh, the White Sox team total, you mean?
No, A's team total.
Oh, A's team total. Yeah, it's 4.5 plus money. Yeah.
Yeah, plus something. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I think it could maybe get there.
Well, they certainly smashed it last night. There's no doubt. So, and plus that White Sox bullpen is another of those bullpens like Colorado.
Man, they are.
So many teams that are just, it's so bad that even if things don't look good early, you can just tack on a shit ton of runs late in the game because that bullpen is so bad.
And they've been all right, but they're bad. I mean, they're kind of been a little bit better than, the numbers have been, to start the year, even though we're just, 3 weeks in.
All right, we move on to an AL West division matchup here. LA Angels, Texas Rangers. In this matchup, we've got Joel Soriano here on the mound for the Angels. He's had a great start. And our old friend, Patrick Corbin, for the Texas Rangers. Angels minus 135, road favorites, 9.5 the total. Yeah, when I see Corbin's name on the mound, automatically I gravitate to the opponent and figure out how am I going to bet it. I split it up 3 ways here. Angels first 5 money line, Angels full game money line, Angels team total over. I mean, he's Patrick Corbin. Do I really need to say more? I mean, is this a guy we really trust? I mean, he's been awful for the last, 2 seasons, maybe even 3. And yet he still finds a way to be trotted out to a major league starting pitching mound every 5 days. And now Texas is trying to be the team to rehabilitate this guy. He was not good against the Cubs. 3 runs, 5 hits, 4 innings, 2 walks, 1 home run. Not what you want to see. The Angels obviously got shut out. I like this from a bounce back spot perspective too. Angels get shut out last night 4-0 by the Rangers. Now you get them a chance to feast on Patrick Corbin. It's the perfect elixir to get their lineup and their offense back on track. So I like the Angels here. We'll do first 5 full game money line split, tack on some team total over 4.5 here with the Angels. It probably is a full game over as well, because the one thing about Soriano is he's been great, but there are some indicators that this is not sustainable, the way he started this season. So maybe Texas does enough offensively to help with the full game total. So over 9, I took a piece of that as well, but mostly looking at the Angels in various forms here. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's still got still a job here in the big leagues.
Somehow.
Corbin, yeah, somehow, like that first start against the Cubs, it wasn't awful. They got to him. Still no strikeouts in that game, 2 walks, 5 hits, 3 earned. Seems like, especially yesterday, the Angels, will get to. I think the Rangers could get Soriano. Talked about the totals 9.5. I still maybe that this could get there. I think he pitched last year. He had a pretty good outing versus the Rangers. He only gave up, I think he went 5 or 6. He only gave up 1 earned. And it's been nice to see. He's been pitching. I thought he pitched well a little bit at times last year at the very end there, and to start the year. But yeah, Angels somehow and over in this game.
Okay, here we go. This series, I'm glad it's over, because both nights I said I could probably only take the Dodgers team total over and the full game over, and I think we're 1-3 with these 2 bets, where they've only scored. Well, they did hit their team total last night. The Dodgers, they scored 6.
Yeah.
Over, stayed under. So the Rockies just haven't done enough to help. We've got Marquez and Bobby Miller going to get the start here tonight for the LA Dodgers. I think this was going to be Yamamoto initially, but instead it's going to be Bobby Miller here tonight for the LA Dodgers. Dodgers minus 310, home favorites, and 8.5 the total in this game. If I'm not mistaken, Marquez has had kind of a rough history here against the LA Dodgers. The question's going to be, does that continue here tonight in this game? Again, you're not getting any bargains. It's actually, if you shop around, you can get a juiced 4.5. I think if you can get a juiced 4.5, I can make a case to take that Dodgers team total. I don't project Marquez to have a great start here against this Dodgers lineup. If you can find the 4.5 upwards of, minus 140, 45, I don't mind that. They probably should get to 5 runs here. And even if they only get 3 or 4 off Marquez, we know that Rockies bullpen is just not good, to say the least. So it's probably either a Dodgers team total or pass spot for me. The question is going to be Bobby Miller. So at times, Bobby Miller had some rough goes last year with the LA Dodgers. The question is going to be, now what are you going to get from him in spot duty here tonight? The problem is, while I don't fully trust Bobby Miller, can you fully trust the Rockies lineup, who have scored, 2 runs in each of the first 2 games of this series, have not been hitting, obviously. So that's the issue here. So I'd lean full game over. I'd lean Dodgers team total over, though, if I was going to get involved here. But I don't have a strong opinion on either of those C-Mac, what do you think here? Final game, Rockies Dodgers.
Man, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Rocky still just can't score runs.
Nope.
And this is one I'm thinking. Marquez had some success. He's gotten ripped by the Dodgers too, and a pitcher that he's good at home. But you're at Coors Field. You're getting rocked there in that park. That sucks. That's your home park. And over the years, at times he's been solid on the road. Thing is, this price is just crazy. It's just, will the Rockies score some runs here? If they're patient, Bobby Miller's looked okay, which is good to see after the rookie campaign was just awful. His command is still, I think he's gone 11 or 12 here in the minors. I've seen all his games, really, because I follow him. But, yeah, the command still, it was okay, and it's decent, for AAA. But I don't really buy it. But maybe with this lineup, he could go 5 here. Walk 2 and get away with it. But I don't know. To me, I kind of wanted to wait, like we talked about, get out of April maybe, and the Rockies at home. They start backing them. But I'm like, man, maybe they could first 5 get to Bobby Miller, because I just don't trust him at all. And this is a massive, massive number. And he at least got Marquez. And he's probably the guy you want. Freeland's okay. Senzatelli, you don't.
No.
Really. Yeah. Feltner, So, this has been their ace for a few years now,
An ace that is still, in some appearances, gotten crushed by the Dodgers. That's the...
take Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
We took him. He hit the jack. Crazy numbers. I didn't take him yesterday, but you're going to hang. He's 7 for 22. The homer, plus 700 is jack.
Yeah, it's certainly quite the price. There's no question that you're going to get from Mookie. But it's a great segue, because we're going to talk Jack of the Day now for this Wednesday. Connor Mack, right back to you. Other than Mookie Betts, anything else on the home run board that you like?
I hit on Mervis earlier, plus 550. And the lone other one, as much as the Angels, you could look at the guys. I was thinking, I've seen that home run that he hit. I think he's only 2 for 3 or 1 for 3. Is Corey Seager. You're just getting a fatter price. He's been raking plus 475 there. His RBI is plus 180. I think it's a decent look today. That's it.
All right. Good stuff indeed. I'll throw one out there a couple out there as far as home run props are concerned. Kyle Stowers, how about him for Miami? Plus 700.
Yeah, he's the other guy for the Marlins. I think one of the two. Yep. They got him. Yep.
That's great value to me. And I think the matchup against Fott is pretty good, because a lot of the pitches Fott's good with, Stowers is good at handling with the bat. So I think definitely Stowers is good value as far as the Marlins there in that game. Obviously, we always like to target our guy, Patrick Corbin. We know he's always capable. I think this could be a Jorge Soler night, maybe for the LA Angels, to Taylor Ward again, those guys, O'Hoppe. You go on down the list. Those are some that I might target here as well in this game. How about Lawrence Butler for the the Athletics at 500 or so? Cannon, he might give up a few cannons here tonight in this game against the A's lineup. So that would be one I'd be maybe interested in here as well for a home run prop. And how about in the Seattle-Cincinnati game, Cal Raleigh too. Cal Raleigh really has some numbers against Martinez that would concern me if I'm Nick Martinez here in this game. And obviously Raleigh's we know he's a home run hitter for the Seattle Mariners. So there's definitely some that I'd be interested in tonight for home run props on this slate. All right, best bet time. We had Houston last night as our best bet, and C-Mac, your best bet won as well last night. So hopefully another 2-0 on the docket here for this Wednesday night. C-Mac, what do you like for best bet?
Yeah, I was going to split this. The bullpen's been just so bad. And I think, Pirates don't have a great bullpen either. They've been decent. So full game is a little bit better value, but I'm taking the Nationals here. Minus 110, first 5. I think we have the better pitcher, and I think they can get some runs off Falter.
All right, Washington Nationals, first 5 for C-Mac with best bet on this Wednesday slate. My best bet on this Wednesday slate, let's go to Cleveland and Baltimore and go over the total of 8. I think Baltimore can do some damage against Williams, and I think Cleveland will do a lot of damage against Kramer, who's been awful. The total's 8. I think it's a little light there. They had 9 runs last night between the two teams. I think they get there tonight as well. So we'll go with the Guardians and the Orioles over 8 for my best bet here for this Wednesday night. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. We appreciate it very much. Nick Alvento, Mike Campbell, Old E, Timothy Hake, Daniel, Gerald Jones, Jorge Herrera, Razor Sharp. Good to see Razor in the chat. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Cashing those tickets. Dantrell Frazier, T. Moss. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Mike Campbell as well. Everyone in the chat, thanks for joining us. We're not here tomorrow. No show tomorrow, obviously, because it's mostly a day game MLB slate tomorrow. But we will be back on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific with another edition of the MLB Hitting the Books show. So make sure you join us on Friday. And again, this is going to be the primary show on this channel for the next few months is MLB, 3 or 4 days a week.
Hit the like button. Tell everyone.
Yep.
We're back. We want to do college football. It's turning into, college basketball. And do a little bit of MLB. For all the people years ago that hit us up. Yeah. I don't think I ever had that show. So many people hit us up dying for the MLB. We're back.
We're back. Exactly. Get the word out there. C-Mac and Ian, who did the Closing Line MLB show years ago. We're back again this time with the Hitting the Books channel. And then it'll blend right into college football because believe it or not, it'll be August. Crazy as it is to say, it'll be August before you know it. And we'll be talking college football.
Oh, yeah.
For the upcoming season. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell everyone about it. The Hitting the Books show. College football, college basketball, and now MLB year-round. For Connor Mack, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will be back on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific for another edition of the MLB Hitting the Books show. Until then, class dismissed.